Patience is a virtue. That's the motto of this year's Alaskan Cajun Invasion. An annual journey to some of North America's most sought-after fishing adventures can be quite a challenge, especially when an airline and weather delays send you on a 36-hour tour across the continent. Well, after 35 hours of travel due to a little flight hiccup, we have finally landed in Anchorage.
All right, time for a good hot shower. You can feel the cool air here.
I'd like a nice cold beer too, I think.
That'll be nice. And then it'll be time for silver salmon, red salmon, lingcod they've been catching a lot of, and some big Halliburtons.
And probably a shower. But sometimes the destination is worth the trek. Closed captioning is brought to you by Global Outdoors. Find your next adventure and share your experiences with others by downloading the Global Outdoors mobile app or visiting globaloutdoors.com. Every day, we strive to preserve traditions that have spanned generations.
Around every turn of the bayou, Mother Nature reveals unique people, places, and experiences.
And the bounty of animals and fish. Well, in Louisiana, we just call that lagniappe. I'm Don Dubuque.
I'm Chris LeCoq.
I'm Captain Martha Spencer. Join us as we document the adventure,
Sportsmanship,
and heritage that make us Bayou Wild. The Cajun Invasion begins with a scenic drive on Alaska State Highway 1. This path winds its way alongside the northeasternmost shores of the Cook Inlet, through mountain valleys of the Chugach State Park. The towering icy peaks among the horizon are a bold welcome to the grandeur ahead of Alaska's Kenai Peninsula, an area of beauty, sport, culture, and surprise. The destination? The town of Soldotna along the Kenai River, where nestled upon its swift current sits the Gone Fishing Lodge. In the summer months, this family-owned lodge boasts diverse fishing opportunities. For the salmon making their annual migration, their journey is met by anglers from across the world seeking a challenge. Cajun Invasion is celebrating its 14th year this year, and I gotta admit, I'm taking partial credit for it. Ralph Crystal, owner here at the Gone Fishing Lodge in Soldotna, Alaska, and I just got to talking one time and asked him, what do you think about Louisiana people coming up to your lodge? And he said, do you think they'd be interested in it? And I said, July and August, with the temperatures we've got in Louisiana? Absolutely.
Even though Alaska is such a big place, there's such few areas that are actually towns. When you go to all these fishing towns, you don't feel like you're in a big town. So it's easy to feel welcomed and it's easy to feel comfortable coming back just 1 year later.
The Gone Fishing Lodge is very unique for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's completely turnkey. It's like coming to someone's home and they treat you like family. And that's the key to their success, what makes the Gone Fishing Lodge so successful. Don, the Outdoors Guy, here to tell you about my Mr. Outdoors Portable Butane Stove. A camp breakfast in the woods frying a hot shoreline lunch, or thankfully serving up a candlelight dinner when the power is out, the Mr. Outdoors portable stove in its compact carrying case is there whenever I need it. Find Mr. Outdoors cookout stoves and durable stainless steel portable charcoal grills at mroutdoorscookout.com. Use discount code DDKK23. Become a supporter of the Louisiana Wildlife Agents Association today by visiting supportlwaa.org. Browse the selection of exclusive gear, including t-shirts in a variety of colors and styles, plus hats, koozies, and more. Gear up today and support the LWAA.
One of the reasons why Double D has been around for 50 years is because we are consistent with what built the business. And we go to great lengths to make sure that when you bring a deer or a hog or whatever it may be, your meat stays your meat all the way through the process. But we want to be as true to the original intent, which is a local meat company. And that's something that we want to maintain for as long as the Lord lets us do it.
An Alaskan fishing excursion may begin not by boat, but instead by seaplane. A short flight across the Cook Inlet to the foot of the Alaskan mountain range brings anglers on a quest for silver salmon.
Different experience, but it was unusual to me because other than the plants, when you land in the water, we looked like we were in the bayou when we got in the boat and started going to the Cajun River.
This area we're fishing does a little bit look like Louisiana marshes. It was a little nerve-wracking flying 300 feet over them to get under the clouds today. I was a little nervous at that, but it's similar. I wouldn't say the river looks too much like Louisiana though. I think with all this purple flower here, the fireweed, it looks a little different.
There's a lot of different ways that you can try to catch these silvers. They're a biting fish, a great sport fish. And on this river right now, it is receding at this point. You can throw bait, is what is usually the best when you're trying to locate in a place like this where the river's a little dirty and stuff. But as it clears up, I've thrown spinners here really effectively.
Hold it down, hold it down.
All right, we're on the Cajun River, fishing silver salmon as they make their annual migration. Get him, Ralph. All right. Look at that beautiful fish.
They start out in fresh water. They're born in the fresh water. They live in the fresh water for a period of time, and then they head out to the salt water for a couple years, and then they come right back up to the place they were born.
A silver salmon is hard to compare to anything in Louisiana because they have a very soft bite. I would say they almost compare to a speckled trout. They don't bite as aggressively, but they kind of fight the same way. I guess similar to a speckled trout, but less aggressive, but a bigger fish.
Oh, good catch.
This river here is all glacial silt, and it's always moving. It changes every year with the flow of the river, and so I'm looking for a sandbar like we're on today with a direct channel out in front of me.
Similar to a redfish, but they've got a lot more staying power than a redfish. They're not going to burn out. They do some acrobatics. They jump, they turn, they twist, trying to get away, and they're amazing on the amount of strength that those fish have. But I guess that's from swimming against the stream for all those miles.
We have some good friends over at Marucci. They're in Baton Rouge. They make baseball bats for the professional baseball league. We had a little favor put in and got you your own Cajun Invasion Bayou Wild bonk stick.
Nice.
So we'll leave that
Look
here.
at that. Ow! I can hit a home run. Just what I wanted. Hey, thank you very much.
He's a star. Oh, he's taking out the GoPro. Watch it.
Ready?
Okay, Ralph, we got him. Oh, good catch. Look at the size of that salmon. There.
I think that today was probably the most challenging fishing trip that I've ever been on. And I fished for all sorts of saltwater species in the marshes down in South Louisiana and in the Gulf of Mexico. But these silver salmon, it's totally different.
This is a male, we call it a buck. They get the hook nose on them, really sharp teeth. The thing on the silvers is they got really sharp teeth here. That's why I use a metal leader, so they don't break the line down where they keep biting the hook.
The Cajun invasion has been going on 14 years. I've made 13 trips out of those 14. And every one, while they're similar in ways that people have a lot of fun, they enjoy it, they remark at the differences between Louisiana and Alaska, but each one is also very different in the people that you meet.
This is my third trip for the Cajun invasion. Very good experience to come out and spend with your family. This year, for my third trip, I got to take my boy, Michael.
It's good to watch the older veteran Cajun invaders kind of give some tips and advice to the rookies.
It was challenging for me. I managed to catch one early on, and I managed to catch the last one of the day that topped off our limit.
Hey!
This is awesome. You have to really be patient. But look how it pays off. What a beautiful fish. Hello.
Today's a beautiful day. Sun's out. We got a breeze blowing. I don't know, it must be about, what, 63, 64 degrees. Back home, it's hot. It's nice out here.
In this serene setting, a day of fishing, friendships, and fresh salmon can make you forget about everything else but your presence in the outdoors. But a few fresh footprints in the sand are a subtle reminder that we're only visitors here and will soon be on our way to enjoy the next Alaskan adventure. You can get people to come for one time with the lure and the allure of fishing in Alaska and being in Alaska. That's one thing. But when you get them coming back 3, 4, even 5 times, some of these people have been back, that says a lot about what you're doing as far as customer service and providing what people really want, which is enjoyment. Coming up next, on the Kenai, a day off from fishing provides the opportunity to explore an area of wonder and rich in culture.
Yeah, we're out here subsistence fishing, dip net and reds.
All the way, it's gonna get out. I thought I was gonna lose it, that's why.
Delta Marina is Plaquemines Parish fishing one-stop. Get live bait, fuel, ice, tackle, and marine supplies. Then launch into the world's most productive saltwater fishing. Return to the fishing cleaning station, relax in first-class cabins overlooking the bayou, all in Delta Marina's safety video-monitored parking lot. Need a fishing charter guide? Delta Marina can hook you up. Cook your catch in your kitchenette or dine in the upstairs restaurant. Visit Delta Marina for a day or a week. Stop in just off Highway 11 down Rosemarie Drive in Empire. Visit thedeltamarina.com.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofalifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a nonprofit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofalifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.
I'm Meredith Pelche from Thibodaux, Louisiana, and I won this boat from CCA Star in their raffle drawing. I love to fish, probably since I was about 5, 6 years old. Oh, I'm very excited. It was totally unexpected.
Become a supporter of the Louisiana Wildlife Agents Association today by visiting supportlwaa.org. Browse the selection of exclusive gear, including t-shirts in a variety of colors and styles, plus hats, koozies, and more. Gear up today and support the LWAA.
On the Kenai, a day off from fishing provides the opportunity to explore an area of wonder rich in culture.
Louisiana has a really strong Southern culture, and I think people from Louisiana, when they come here, appreciate Alaska because they take pride in their state the way we do. They take pride in the agriculture they grow, whether it's fruits and vegetables, flowers, or products they make, such as jams and breads. It's a very natural environment.
Scenic views are around every turn. Green spruce forests blanket mountainsides highlighted with blues, purples, and yellows of a pristine landscape. And remnants of last winter's snowfall dust the highest peaks. The midnight sun slowly creeps across the sky. Every direction is postcard perfection.
They've got it all. It's the Kenai Peninsula. What really got its fame was the king salmon. It's famous. The world record king salmon came right here from the Kenai River, and this lodge sits right on it. You virtually have salmon fishing in your backyard. Much like those from the South, residents from Alaska are proud to share their heritage and culture with inquiring minds.
Yeah, we're out here subsistence fishing, dip net and reds. Only residents of Alaska can dip net reds, and head of household gets 25, and you get 10 fish per other person in the household.
Witnessing young and old participating in this exclusive form of fishing brings a true appreciation for the people and the bounties of this land.
All the way, it's gonna get out. I thought I was gonna lose it, that's why.
Martha, here at the Castleoff River, this is almost like a festival atmosphere out here with this dip net.
Super laid back here. I could see Louisiana having a really good time with this. It's natives only, so if you're an Alaskan resident, you can come out here. 25 fish for the head of household plus 10 for every additional household member. That's per year. So what folks do, they stock up for the year.
Keep your net in the water and hopefully they hit into it. So yeah, when they're here, yeah.
There's a lot of similarities here to Louisiana. The people like to live off the land. They like to be out in nature. It's a different environment. The weather's different. The landscape is different. But some of the landscape kind of looks like Louisiana. There's a lot of swampy, marshy land where I guess the moose like to hang out. So there's similarities and there's contrasts, but Alaska is in a way very similar to Louisiana in the way that people appreciate their land.
Coming up next, we're back in the lower 48 with some fresh Alaskan salmon, and we'll share a quick recipe for sockeye in the smoker.
So it's a light, simple, and delicious summer dish. You can, of course, use any kind of salmon, whether it's store-bought or caught yourself. We've got that sockeye here, or the red salmon that was caught on the Kenai River. But again, you can use king salmon, you can use pink salmon, you can use silver salmon. It all tastes just as good.
In Louisiana, food brings everyone together. These are the flavors that make friends out of total strangers. The flavors that remind you of home. It's the meals you crave, that take time, that show love. Because in Louisiana, we cook. And we know that when we come together to cook and eat, life gets better. So pull up a chair, leave room for seconds, and pass a good time. Because life needs Louisiana flavor, baby.
Some things in life smell delicious. Others, not so much. Like a gas leak. Propane, for instance, is naturally odorless. That's why we add strong odorants to alert you if there is a leak. So if you ever smell gas, turn your system off at the tank and call your propane dealer immediately. Propane is a safe and exceptional fuel, and we want to keep it that way.
Don, the Outdoors Guy, here to tell you about my Mr. Outdoors portable butane stove. A camp breakfast in the woods, frying a hot shoreline lunch, or thankfully serving up a candlelight dinner when the power's out. The Mr. Outdoors portable stove and its compact carrying case is there whenever I need it. Find Mr. Outdoors cookout stoves and durable stainless steel portable charcoal grills at mroutdoorscookout.com. Use discount code DDKK23.
We're in our new season of Bayou Wild TV, and that means new merchandise. Head on over to BayouWildTV.com for t-shirts, hoodies, and performance shirts, featuring scenes taken directly from our shows. Well, we're back here in southeast Louisiana after a wonderful Cajun invasion. Of course, a hot, muggy, and rainy Louisiana day. Let's put on some salmon on the smoker. We caught some KENAI sockeye salmon. They consider this the filet mignon of salmon. You can see how red it is here. What we did with it, we brined it first. Brining fish is very important when you smoke it. The majority of this brine was a cup of sugar, half a cup of salt, and a quarter cup of soy sauce. Put that in the water that we submersed the fish in. Just want enough water in there to cover it overnight. Let it soak up for a few hours or overnight if you have the time. As you can see, we've got some seasoning on there. Brown sugar and whatever Cajun seasoning you like. Sprinkle that on top and it is ready to go into the smoker. We've got our smoker set on a low temperature. That's going to keep it from drying out. Also, that brine's going to prevent it from drying out. We're going to close this baby up, let it do some work, let it smoke for about 2 hours, and come back and check it out. So our salmon is complete. We smoked it for about 2 hours at a low temperature. You can of course smoke it at lower temperatures for longer periods of time, or if you don't have the time, you can actually get it done in about an hour. It's beautiful, gorgeous red sockeye. You can see that glaze really did a nice job. You'll know the fish is done when it creates kind of almost a hard glaze on the surface. That's encapsulating all the moisture from the fish, and when you break into it, it's gonna flake. So this is 100% done. Beautiful meat there. No juice is really flowing out of it. They're all kind of into the meat. Looks delicious. And what I'm going to pair it with is just a nice little summer salad with some salad juice, balsamic vinaigrette. I've got a spring salad mix here. I'll mix that up, plate it up, and get to work. So it's a light, simple, and delicious summer dish. You can of course use any kind of salmon, whether it's store-bought or caught yourself. We've got that sockeye here, or the red salmon that was caught on the KENAI River. But again, you can use king salmon, you can use pink salmon, you can use silver salmon. It all tastes just as good. From our kitchen, from Alaska to Louisiana.
Do you want to make sure you're doing things right when boating in Louisiana?
Make sure every occupant in your vessel is wearing the right type and size life jacket before leaving the dock. Size information for the intended wearer can be found on the information panel.
Make sure you stay safely to the right side of the waterway when you're operating in a narrow channel. Always choose to go right when it is safe and practical.
Make sure you're operating at the right speed for the given conditions every time you're boating. Just because your boat can safely travel at higher speeds in perfect conditions doesn't mean it should in a chop or when encountering other wakes or maneuvers.
In Louisiana, the best way to make sure that you're doing things the right way on the water is by attending and completing one of our boating safety education courses. Learn more and book a course at www.wlf.la.gov. These NASBA-approved courses are statistically proven to save lives. Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
When it comes to doing your thing on Louisiana waters, do the right thing.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Bayou Wild TV was a creation of course, 3 people, myself, Chris Lecoq, who is our producer, editor, and co-host Martha Spencer, and each of us contributes something to it. And our logo, our slogan kind of says it all: sportsmanship, adventure, and heritage.
I love living in Louisiana because the whole Cajun culture is just based around being outside. People in Louisiana take pride in living off the land, and that goes back into family heritage, cooking, survival. With Bayou Wild, we've been able to not only do all these activities, but also see some of the history behind them.
Well, video gets more competitive every single day because everybody out there can take a video with their phone, they can use a GoPro. Video is becoming much more consumer and not professional anymore. So I'm always trying to challenge myself with thinking of different ways to set myself apart from just anybody else who can pick up a camera, shoot a video, and put it on YouTube.
Look, CCA Louisiana has been a sponsor of the Bayou Wild show, but mainly it's a partnership. Between Don, Martha, Chris, the whole team, they're great promoters of what we do because they believe in it. They're engaged, they know what they're doing, and they know how to get the message across.
There's a lot of fabulous chefs and cooks and home cooks in Louisiana that inspire me every single day. But the topics I speak about, the ingredients and the recipes, the stories I tell, come from people like Don Dubuque and all of those wonderful people I've met along the way. I didn't come up with them myself. You might want to take a piece of that.
Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Whoa! Drive by. What are you right?
Whether it's been an excursion to another state or at home, it shows me why people like to come to Louisiana. The things that we do for fun are literally bucket list trips for other people.
And so I guess that's where I find my inspiration. I'm always trying to push myself further than I did before. So I'm always trying to maybe raise the bar for the story that I'm trying to tell through video.
But really what we're showcasing is the culture, the heritage, the people, and the resources of Louisiana and the Gulf Coast.